Hi folks, I'm here to show you one of the main features of using Autolist. Autolisting has come a long way in the last couple years, working very well with variants and such and all of the duplicated art over the different sets. So the best way to do this is you go to library and you select your user. Here you can see we select Munchie 2.0. I use oldest created as a filter. You can change that up to however suits you best. And you can see I've picked today's date. You can choose a date, of course. I'm sticking with today's date and reviewing what Autolist has done so far today. I'm on page 17 of 62 pages. There's 25 items per page. I'm not going to do the math on that right now. So the most important thing to remember is that there are mistakes. Whether it's human users or automated users, there are going to be errors and they need to be corrected. So the software is designed to be able to make it quick and easy to adjust and capture any instance like that, making it easy to make the changes necessary. So as you can see here, this full art Zendikar Rising Land is seen as the wrong card. We can hit the edit skew button quick and easily and correct the item right here on the spot. And depending on whether or not your store is linked with TCG Player Pro, the software will update on TCG Player and Munchie. So that listing is now corrected. Now on basic lands, in some cases these are just going to get forwarded directly to the admin account on your store where you can handle them if Autolist has trouble with basic lands, being that there are so many cards in print that have that card name. The logic gets bogged down, and it's not worth spending 10 minutes trying to identify a basic land when you could have identified 10 cards per minute during that time. So time is very important. So where we see a bottleneck on time and efficiency, we just respond by pushing that troubled item elsewhere. As you can see here, the showcase Dominaria United is captured correctly, but here it is not. So this is a good example of why you take a little bit of time to review your Autolist output for the day. We can go ahead and select both of these items since we know they both need to be corrected. And using this mass edit selected button, it'll pop them up just like a grade listing array, and you can quickly add the detail that you needed. And just like that, they are now updated to being Showcase Edition in the library. Now that completes this one page, page 18. We'll just move on to the next, hitting next. This one's got a few basic lands. Let's see what we have on accuracy. So this is a common mistake. It doesn't recognize that it's a full art land. We'll probably end up seeing more and more of these arriving in admin, depending on if it really bottlenecks too much. Let's see, is that right? 275, yes. Now the time it takes to correct items is actually less than it takes to identify items. So you're going to let Autolist go ahead and run through and get plenty of these perfectly right, and you're just going to do quality control and pinpoint the ones that did not. Now the end result is a laser accurate library. And we've seen that the total actual output, when you're letting Autolist do the majority of the work, brings what was around 5 to 10 cards a minute with one person, up to around 30 cards per minute and real output. So Autolist is listing continuously, and even though it makes mistakes, the mistakes it makes take so little time to correct that you still end up moving at remarkable speeds overall when it comes to listing your items where they need to go, with the added benefit of built-in review and auditing. I enjoy pages that don't have a lot of lands on them, but as you can see, this is the tedium that has replaced a much more complex tedium. So I tend to put on a show and something I've seen before, so I keep my eyes on the screen, and I go through and I make the changes where needed. Oh, this might be a good example. Let's see here. Are these both the same? Yep, it's the same land. So here is a use of one of the other features where you can go up and select two identical items, like that mountain. Now this top right mountain we already changed. It's the exact same card as down here. So by making it the last card in the selection, it's going to be the one that pulls up first with details when you go to clone, edit, all selected. So as you can see, it still has the details of when I corrected it earlier, but now the other two cards are linked to this one. So I only have to hit the submit button once, and I've successfully used the clone edit function. So these last two mountains down here now have the details that they need to. Let's see if that works. So we'll select this mountain, this mountain. You see those changes have now populated from the first action. And you can see now that they are both full art items. I moved a little quicker than Munchie was processing when I looked at them again, but now you can see that they have actually changed to what they need to be. And that swamp was accurate. So I'm going to do one more page now that I've been able to show you mass edit and mass edit clone, and two ways to use this effectively. So here we've got a Brothers War scene is in 20. So we'll just add that to the selection and keep moving. We could correct it on the spot, but assuming that you're going to see a couple, it's more effective to just select them as you review. There we go. And that looks like it's all the ones on this page. 1, 2, and 3 items. So we'll go to mass edit selected as we did before, and pulls them up in an array like this. We'll quickly change those items. So in the length of this video, effectively what we've seen is 3 pages, so 75 cards that have been identified by Munchie, with X amount that were incorrect and took some time to change. But the total time that the owner / manager is actually spending in the software making sure that everything is accurate is the length of the video. 3 pages, that's how long it takes to identify and list about 75 cards with a minor handful of corrections. So it's amounting to a pretty fast speed overall. Moving through a page usually only takes about a minute. Now there will be issues. This one managed to identify correctly even though someone's scanner had a problem. So it's not necessarily something that's within your control as a store to be able to make sure that the identification works well. Obviously, having a good scan edge to edge of the card, nothing missing, is going to give us the best accuracy. But even though this hidden strings is a perfectly good scan, it's been misidentified. It is not that set. But for the most part, as you can see, there will be errors. There will be errors that need to be corrected. And we make it very easy for you to review the work to be able to make those errors resolved quickly and easily. Now, this is the exact same procedure that you're going to use to review the work done by your staff when it comes to their grade listing. So if you assign 200 cards to a staff and you want to see how they're doing on that identification, using split view like I am in the library right now is really the best method to do that, because you can review their work quickly and easily. And just like Autolist has a process to be updated when an item that it's listed was identified differently by review, your staff will get an email with the corrected item so that they can learn what they had done incorrectly and see that, like, for example, they would get an email and say, you listed this as 25th anniversary edition, but this card is actually a mystery booster, and it'll show them the image of the card so that they can easily see, oh, okay, and understand that's what they did wrong and correct that action in the future. So this is a built-in way to improve the quality of your grade listing staff and their work, so that you can continue to get faster listings and maintain accuracy. Now, you've got different ways to do this. Some staff just, some clients, they go ahead and they just put everything through Autolist, and whatever Autolist doesn't manage, they handle on their own. And that seems to be a very good balance for getting a lot of cards listed online. I mean, we've seen 60,000 cards, 70,000 cards go up in a month with a ratio of labor that's just mind-boggling. I mean, a couple hours a day is putting up that kind of numbers, because the manager or / owner is really just spending their time here in library like I'm doing in this video. So that's 4 pages, 100 cards, divided by however many minutes this video really is. And that basically tells you what kind of speed you can anticipate for using Munchie and Autolist if you have to spend a significant amount of time in the library. It is overall a very small portion of actual time. About, like I said, about a minute to 2 minutes per page. It's something that can be done pretty easily listening to music or watching a good show. I've enjoyed a good bit of the time doing this work. I think it's very laid back, and it gives me a good view of what staff are identifying and the trends and patterns that are in the Autolisting software and the challenges there, and understanding them, like identical printings between Iconic Masters and Mystery Booster, only differentiated by a small Planeswalker symbol in the bottom corner. I can understand Autolist having trouble with that because I see it, and that just makes it just makes the software a little more understandable and easier to really work with, because these are the kinds of mistakes that humans make. And the work ethic of Autolist is 24/7. So I like to think of it with a measure of salt. Autolist is basically staff that does very well overall, works hard, and needs help to learn from its mistakes. And that just tracks pretty consistently with the industry so far, and good staffing and getting the job done. So I'm pretty proud of what we've done here. I'm really impressed with how customer feedback has helped lead this process to where it is today. And I'm looking forward to hearing from anyone if they have any questions on walking staff through or training people up as they need to on these processes. But I hope that this video has been informative for you, and that you're able to get a good understanding of what the new perspective of work for an owner or a manager is regarding this software at this point. We effectively envision you walking through your library, adjusting a few items here and there, and overall being proud and happy with the output. So that was 4 pages, so 100 cards divided by X amount of minutes, and we can see that they are all exactly as they need to be now. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this voiceover has added to the video in a way that makes it easier for everyone to understand, and more encouraged to give me a call. You can reach out to us. My name is Christopher Orellana. Munchie Software is here for you. If you're a client, you clearly know this already, and you know how to call me. But if you're not and you'd like to be, you can feel free to reach out through our page, iloveyoumumunchie.com, and we look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.